Hello and welcome to This Week at the General Assembly for April 10th, 2015. The North Carolina legislature has taken a break for the most part this week, but the week before Easter was a busy one in Raleigh. In this week's show, we'll be discussing proposed changes to county-levied sales taxes. We'll tell you more about a bill that would give counties authority to build broadband infrastructure. We'll talk about a bill regarding 911 funds and changes to the gas tax. Remember that you can always find more information on any of the topics we discuss here by visiting www.ncacc.org. Let's begin this week's show by discussing proposed changes to the sales taxes. A bipartisan House bill, House Bill 518, was filed last week to expand county flexibility in existing sales taxes. Sponsored by both rural and urban legislators alike and led by NCACC past president, Representative Howard Hunter III from Hertford County, the legislation would permit counties to choose a mix of sales taxes to meet their growing public service demands. Such action could be done by resolution or by referendum, in keeping with a legislative goal adopted by counties. The bill does not change the existing local sales taxes and is purposely crafted to help all 100 counties. House Bill 518 would permit counties to enact a quarter-cent sales tax to be used for general purposes in lieu of existing authority for a quarter-cent sales tax limited to public transportation. Counties would retain all proceeds, and the sales would be sourced where the good or service is delivered. Counties could choose to enact the quarter-cent sales tax by resolution or by referendum. The legislation also gives to counties that have not yet adopted the existing Article 46 quarter-cent sales tax the option to do so through a resolution by the Board of Commissioners instead of by a referendum. Moving on now to infrastructure for internet. A bill was introduced in the House last week that would give counties the authority to build broadband internet infrastructure in unserved areas to lease to an internet service provider. House Bill 432, Counties/Internet Infrastructure, was introduced by Representatives Josh Dobson, Mitchell Setzer, Burt Jones, and Brian Holloway, and would accomplish an NCACC legislative goal. While counties have had authority to use grant money to entice service providers to build out access in unserved areas, this would allow counties to build the infrastructure to attract a private service provider to increase connectivity and internet access in unserved areas. NCACC risk management pools, covering the vehicles and people who cover you. A bill was introduced last week that would accomplish the county's goal to allow greater flexibility in the use of 911 funds. House Bill 506, 911 fund distribution, would do several things. It would require the 911 board to notify a PSAP in writing of a decision to deny a distribution from the fund for expenses incurred by that PSAP. The notice must include the reason for a denial, a statement informing the PSAP of the right to appeal or request reconsideration of the denial, and information for filing an appeal. In addition, the bill would amend General Statute 62A-46 to include costs associated with transmitting emergency call information from the PSAP within the list of allowable 911 fund expenditures. A bill that is concerning for counties was pulled from the House calendar last week. As we have reported previously, House Bill 255, Building Code Reg Reform, would restrict current operations and work functions of county and city building inspection programs, likely resulting in more, not fewer, disagreements between code enforcers and the building community. The NCACC met with the bill's sponsors and home builders lobbyists prior to the bill's hearing and discussed needed changes in order to mitigate the bill's more problematic issues. Some of these changes were rolled into an amendment that was ultimately adopted by the House Regulatory Reform Committee. The bill, as amended, was calendared for the House floor consideration on Wednesday, but was removed and re-referred to House Finance. The House and Senate gave final approval last week to Senate Bill 20, which covers changes in the state's motor fuels tax, among other subjects. As of April 1st, the tax dropped from 37.5 cents to 36 cents, with subsequent drops to 35 cents in January 2016 and 34 cents in July 2016. In 2017, the tax will be adjusted once a year instead of the current twice annually adjustment, determined by a formula based on population growth and energy costs. Well, that's all we have for this week. If you'd like more information on any of the topics we've discussed here, please visit www.ncacc.org. There you can subscribe to our legislative bulletin as well as follow us on social media. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.